I just wanted to take the opportunity to formally introduce you all to the newest addition to my dorm room slash fish room, and that is Star, the red Texas cichlid. Sold to me as a green Texas, but the people at the pet store, or at least the lady who actually labeled the tank, sat down with me and talked to me about it, and told me that while they were given to them, or they were purchased as red Texas by the pet store, things can be so inconsistent when red Texas grow and develop their coloration, like their true mature coloration, that she didn't want to mislead people when they bought a fish labeled red Texas and then ended up with a fish that looked a lot less like a red Texas and a lot more like a green Texas, or just some mutt mixture in between. Like you can see on on both sides really. Come back out, buddy. We're making a video about you. You can see on both sides some of the deformities of the patterning on his sides. Like each of those black splotches are supposed to be distinct, but there are two on either side that seem kind of fused together almost. So yeah, it's definitely not a show quality fish, but I think he's gorgeous. I'm hoping it's a he. I'm hoping it turns out to be a male, although there's just as much chance it'll end up being a female. And honestly, I think that it's a female. Yeah, I think it's a female, just because Flower had fins like that, and I'd expect a lot more pointed. Oh, come back out, buddy. We're making a video about you. I'd expect a lot more pointed tapers to the fin. So yeah, this is Star. I was kind of hesitant to make this video, and I almost put it off, but I decided to go ahead and do it because there's another video coming your way which features him, and I felt like it'd only be right to introduce him before I featured him. But yeah, you can see he has ick. Developed that yesterday. I got him. I picked him up. Today's Monday. I got him yesterday. Yeah, and I put him in the tank. And the filter is currently cycling, which is why he's getting daily water changes. But then there's a sponge filter in here that's completely cycled and graded for this tank. So technically there's enough filtration, and with a 50% daily water change, it's like more than enough. Things keeping his water clean, that he'll be healthy and happy, and really healthier and happier than most fish. But I got overkill filtration just because, one, that's what I do, and two, that's what I do. So my plans with Star, when I introduce him, I might as well let you guys know that as a red Texas, for anybody who doesn't know, if he turns out to be a male, there's a huge likelihood that he's infertile. So as a fish breeder, even though I haven't done a lot of fish breeding on this channel, as a fish breeder, that means that I probably won't I won't breed him. He's not a show quality fish, so I probably wouldn't breed him anyway. But that those are mentioned in those plans. What I do intend to do though is, if he is a male, which I'm hoping that he is, he and Flower could pair off, not to actually breed to produce offspring, but just to be a pair and to exhibit some of those behaviors, and so that I could keep them together as the royal couple, so to speak, and just enjoy that. So yeah, you can see his fused black splotches, I guess I'll call them, on both sides. Yeah. But I still think he looks pretty fine. Maybe he'll fade. Been doing a lot of researching on red Texas, so they don't always have this darker base coloration. Sometimes they fade so that it's a brighter, richer, like yellow or orange or even red color underneath that blue pearl, or that blue purling. So that'd be pretty cool. He's been getting pretty much the same food as Flower over here, and while Flower's been super aggressive to him, he's been nonchalant, kind of ignoring her almost, like he doesn't notice her at all. He's eaten, since he's been here, Hikari's Cichlid staple and Cichlid Gold. I think 2 Cichlid Gold and 1 Cichlid staple so far. He's eaten a red worm, like a red wiggler, I think it's called, and a mealworm. So he's been living life like Larry, living large, living lavish. He's been enjoying himself, I think. When he first came in, he was really shy, and I was nervous it would take a little while for him to settle in. But he came in yesterday around, I think around noon, and no, around like 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. in the early afternoon. And now it is Monday night. He came in Sunday afternoon, now Monday night, and he's perfectly settled in, perfectly happy. He just had a 50% water change, and he bounced back like that, which is exciting. So yeah, this is Star, the red Texas cichlid. Is there anything else to say about him? I don't think that I can think of anything else to say about him. Looking forward to having him. Hopefully he and Flower will be a beautiful pair. When he came in, he was a little emaciated. Not emaciated, but he looked like a wild fish in that he was certainly missing meals. He was eating maybe once a day. And as a member of a quote-unquote community at a pet store, like, he and his siblings were in the same tank. So, of course, he had to compete for food and that kind of thing. But I'm hoping now that he's here, he'll bulk up pretty quickly in the month that he has to be in this tank until I go home for the beginning of my summer. So yeah, he's pretty interactive with the other fish beside him sometimes, and with me up front. He takes food really, really readily, which is always a good sign for a cichlid that's destined to be as large as hopefully he will be. Water temp is about 80. It's like the other tank. It's a little lower after the water change, but it'll be about 80, 81, 82. Yeah, that's Star. Thanks for watching.